Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do page 98 today in our workbook. And if you look at the top, it'll show you the blue. It says, you must know the meaning. You must know the meaning of some homonyms to spell them correctly. I write with my right hand. So homonyms are words that sound the same, but are spelled differently, and they mean different things. So over here, they have pictures of the homonyms, and then you have to write the correct homonym for each of the sentences to the right of the pictures. So let's look at the first picture. And you'll see up close it says night, and that kind of night is spelled with a K-N-I-G-H-T. But if we're talking about the night, like it's not the day, but it's the night, there's no K in front of it. So, but they both sound exactly the same, and you couldn't tell the difference unless you knew which word is which. So you need to learn. Those are words that you have to learn by looking and memorizing how to spell the word and which is which. So the knight, like a knight in shining armor, the knights that will save the princesses, those are spelled with a K. Then we have the word red and red. I read a book, the color red. Color red we know is R-E-D, so that's an easy one, right? And the funny thing about that word red is that it can also also be pronounced read, and that's the present. If I read today, but I read it yesterday, and yet it is spelled the same way. So red and red, that's the homonyms. And you'll do the sentences to the right in a minute. Let's look at this. Then here we have steak, like the steak that you eat, like the meat, and steak, a steak that you put in the ground, or it's like a big nail is what a steak is. Okay, that kind of a steak. So the first one is spelled S-T-E-A-K, and that's the meat, and a steak like a big nail, a very large nail, basically. And usually they have to hammer it in just like they would hammer a regular steak. And then grate. Grate is, how do I explain a grate? A grate is like when you look up at sometimes you have grates where they have air conditioning systems, and the air is a central air system that it comes from, like it's usually on a wall, and the air comes out of it. Let's see if I have a grate here. Oh, I have a grate here. Let me show you the grate on my roof here. Here, there's a grate. Yep, that's a grate. Okay, and also the word great. You're great, and that's G-R-E-A-T. Then no, like no, I'm not going to do that. Yes or no, and no, I know what you mean. And then there's an animal called a gnu, and it's spelled G-N-U, and then new, like not old, but new. Okay, so you have to pick the correct one to go for each of the sentences. And remember that words that sound the same but are spelled differently are called homonyms. Thanks.